Hello, how you doing today? My name is Gregory Henderson. I'm a father, I'm an educator, I'm a lifelong Washingtonian. I've been living in the Washington, D.C. area all my life, and I'm here today to speak on behalf of the People's Filibuster for gun safety and share how gun violence has impacted my life and the life of those I love around me. From the very beginning, as I can remember as a child, I was impacted by gun violence because unfortunately my brother was a perpetrator. He shot a young man and paralyzed him and was sentenced to pretty much life in prison. Therefore, my relationship with my brother was long distance. I could only see him through prison walls and prison bars. And I learned very early on how gun violence can impact not only the perpetrators of the crime, but also the victims. As I grew up in Washington, D.C., I saw many, many evidences of gun violence affecting children, adults, families, that I could speak up here for hours. But really here today, I'm here to speak on behalf of some of the young people that I've known and taught and had a pleasure to work with in the educational system that unfortunately did not get to realize their dreams, did not get to walk across the stage and accept a degree or diploma, did not get to have the joy of seeing their parents and loved ones celebrate them in those moments and not get a chance to have a full life. I'm here on behalf of my best friend who recently lost his younger brother, 24 years old, Delonte Williams, to gun violence just this past last month. It's a travesty to me to watch all of the violence going on across the nation, the mass shootings, schools, churches, supermarkets, and the young people that are perpetrating the crimes that are not even adults themselves, with weapons that shouldn't even be on the street. We've got to do something as a nation, as a world, to combat this issue because our children are dying. And like I said, it's not only the victims of the crime, but the perpetrators' families are devastated. Why? They're guns glorified in movies and video games, almost every aspect of our lives. But for some reason here in America, we have an issue with mass shootings and gun violence. Way more prevalent than we see in other countries. From what I know from teaching both in suburban areas of this metropolitan and teaching in the inner city in this metropolitan, all the kids are the same. It's all about access. It's all about access, education, and exposure. And here in America, our kids are exposed and have access to guns that are only meant to kill other people. It's not for hunting. It's for what is characterized as protection. But at the end of the day, it's just a vehicle to exercise your hate. Already this year in Washington, D.C., speaking from home, we've got more homicides than we had in 2021 altogether. Crime is up across the board, and more perpetrators are using guns to commit these crimes, which is, of course, causing citizens, everyday law-abiding citizens, to want to purchase guns as well to protect themselves and their family. And we all know, just by reading the statistics, that a lot of gun violence or murders, accidental deaths come from just guns in the homes of law-abiding citizens. It's time for us as a nation to act. It's time for us as a nation to put aside all political jargon, because statistics show that every day 12 kids are killed. That's 12 mothers grieving. That's 12 families looking for answers. Let's create a world where kids don't have to be scared to go to school. Let's create a nation where you can shop in the supermarket without fear of being shot down. And for God knows you should be safe feeling to go to church. I speak on behalf of all the students that instead of going to their graduation had to go to their funerals. I speak on behalf of my nephew who never realized his dreams because a young person thought the correct way to solve their dispute was with a gun. Thank you.